Greetings, Ras Ben.
Yes, I. Blessed love.
Let's do a mic check and make sure everything is sounding right.
All right. How I sound?
Pristine, clear.
Give thanks.
How about my side?
Yeah, you good. I see your studio. You looking crisp with your leather couch and brick black around. You looking good.
That's right.
Give thanks.
How's everything going on your side?
Slow but steady.
Yeah.
You know?
It's moving, so that's good.
Hey, there you go.
So you think your PowerPoint we'll be able to go through it tonight?
No, I should have sent it to you so you could run it. Because my feeling is if I run the PowerPoint, that's going to give them the window to knock my technology out, truth be told.
Okay, so you want to send it to me?
Yeah, give me a moment. I got to pull out of this a minute, all right?
Okay.
And I'll send it to you.
Let me go to my email in the meantime. Is it cold enough for you in Philly?
Yeah, you know, we've been mild this winter, to be honest.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. Give thanks for that. It's been mild so far.
Mm-hmm.
Climate change, they can't hide it no more.
Right.
Happy Media, that's you, right?
Yes, at Gmail.
All right.
How's the family doing? Everybody's good?
Slow but steady, we healing,
Right.
you know? A lot of healing to do, but we doing it slow but steady.
I know that's right. So it's something I would have to download and then
It's going to be a PDF file. So it'll
okay.
be easy to, you know, put on the screen.
So I would need to save it first. So that
Yeah,
way when I
download
share
it to your
screen.
computer. Absolutely.
Okay.
It ain't that big of a file, though.
Right. No problem. So you want to do like a like a reset from last time, just
Yeah,
to give
if you
one.
don't mind, you mind asking questions to guide the reset? Yeah, I'll just follow your lead.
Yeah, because you was telling us about well, I was basically saying that normally when people hear about Enoch, they only relating Enoch to the Bible. They're not relating Enoch outside the Bible because they feel like that's the only source that ones have read and found Enoch.
Yeah.
The story of Enoch. So when he walked straight into heaven, the story ends. And I know it couldn't have just ended there. It got to be something more to it.
Yeah.
What happened when he walked straight into heaven?
Yeah. We could cover
and
all
the Bible
of it.
doesn't, the Bible don't go that deep. It just says he walked straight into heaven because, he was favored by God.
Right.
And once he got to heaven, something had to happen because when we leave this body, our spirit is going somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we could build on that for sure.
And then that way, that'll bring us into the part where you speak about Metatron.
Yeah. All right. I had to reload this thing for some reason.
Okay.
All right, you should be good.
Okay, it says you got to give me access.
Yeah, I saw that. Let me do that. Access updated. All right.
Wait, let me see. They'll let me do it now. So which slide would you like me to start from? Wait, would it let me slide this down? Let me see. Okay, I got it. All right, so let me share the screen. PDF, share screen.
Yeah, you downloaded it?
Yeah, it's right here. You see it on the screen?
Yeah, that's not from online?
Oh, that was from the email.
Right, but like when I look up here and see this up top, it's like you got to upload it from your Google Drive and not your local drive. what it looks like.
Okay. Let me see. My drive. Add. All right, let me stop sharing that. Oh, and I got one of my co-hosts that comes on sometimes when I'm streaming.
Okay.
Kufu Heru.
Peace. I'm just here to listen. Just here to listen to the information.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Respect.
Just here to listen and support.
Well,
is this the right way?
If you feel it's good from your, that's probably just straight from your computer because I don't see that tab up top. So it looks like we're good.
Yeah, I had added it to the drive. Yes.
All right. So
which one would you like me to start with?
Let's see. Go forward to the top, to the start. Let me just see. That direction. These is the slides on Metatron right here, just to, for you to put in your own heavens.
Right.
All right.
So you want to start from?
Let me keep going forward. Let me see.
Okay.
No. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's just start. Let's just
start from the top.
Yeah. So look, let's see. It's going on 8 o'clock. I only got about an hour.
Okay.
Chris is gonna be home from work, and I'm in the chamber. When she get off, I go, my focus will have to shift a little. All right.
No problem.
What I would say is let's like you bring in your introduction, right? And then go straight into the questions you want to build on. And you know what I mean?
Right.
And we'll go from there.
Yeah, so we have Ras Ben, the Earth Keeper, here again. He was here last month. Was it last month? In December?
Yeah,
yes.
About that. Yes.
We didn't get a chance to finish our Enoch in the Seventh Heaven conversation because of the technical difficulties. But tonight, we're going to try and get through what we couldn't finish the first time. And Ras Ben is going to take it kind of like outside the biblical level. So you're definitely going to have to open up your subconscious mind. You're definitely going to have to be a little open-minded and think more in a scientific, metaphysic aspect, not just from a religion point of view. And we're going to start with the first slide, which is the history, mystery, and prophecy of Enoch, the prophet, the first prophet. So yes. It's really Enoch or Enoch.
Well, in Ethiopia, they call him Enoch.
Mm-hmm.
Where, in Western English, it would be Enoch.
Right.
Yes, But even to build on what you were saying, right? Enoch is considered the father of all prophets, and the book of Enoch, the father of all prophecy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the book of Enoch is so much more than just biblical prophecy. It's geography, it's science, it's astronomy, it's astrology,
Yes.
So just to build on what you were saying, when you study the book of Enoch, you do have to open your mind beyond the realm of just biblical scripture and prophecy when you're studying this thing,
Mm-hmm.
So I know we have left off from the first reasoning. What you want to what you want to go to start with today? As far
we can
as
start. Yeah, we can. I think we need to go to the Metatron part because now I think everybody gets that Enoch walked straight into heaven. Now we're going to talk about what happened after he reached heaven.
yes. So now that realm of study you would call angelology. The Book of Enoch is a source of many studies, and one in particular is called angelology, the study of the heavens. You know. Let's forward these slides a little bit. We sent you the slides to see if that will help minimize the technology, you know?
Right. The breakup.
Yeah. All right, you can go forward a little bit. Yes. You keep going. This is looking at like the history of the Book of Enoch and who Enoch would be in other cultures, but we're going to forward that. We're going straight to the angelology. This is looking at the doctrinal differences, why the Book of Enoch was made anathema as if it never existed, because there's some basic philosophical differences than what you might find in King James Version, you know? Going forward. We'll cover this. This is for part 3. If you want to start with angelology, we'll come forward to this next time, you know? And be more. Keep going.
The doctrinal differences?
Huh?
Doctrinal differences or
yeah, you can go past this. All right. This is telling us who stole the Book of Enoch and brought it to the West, a man named James Bruce. This is him right here, right? And he stole 3 copies of the Book of Enoch as well as Glory of the Kings. He was a Scottish Rite Freemason, and based on getting these books, he created the Scottish Rite Order. The biggest difference between the 2 orders of Freemasons, one being the York and the other being the Scottish, is that the Scottish Rite has an initiation of Enoch that, you know, you learn the real sciences that having the Book of Enoch affords you. That's what's the distinction between York Masonry and Scottish Rite Masonry. One of the big distinctions, you know? And it's tied to this character right here. But go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, because Masonry is like a topic in itself.
Oh, yeah. This is for part 3. We coming forward with all of that, all right? Don't feel no way. We're just looking at the different translations. You can keep going. Just talking about the Ethiopian Bible versus King James Version. The importance of Ge'ez. Ge'ez being an astroglyphic language. You know? Not just a phonetic language where the letters represent a sound, not just an ideographic language where the letters represent an idea, and not just a numerical language where the letters represent a number, right? Roman characters is a numerographic language because all the letters represent a number, right? Greek is an ideographic language because each Greek letter, like alpha, beta, gamma, delta, all of them, they represent an idea, right? Ge'ez got all of them components in it, but then they also are astroglyphic, meaning the letters are like constellations. If y'all remember that movie, what them call it? Stargate.
Yes, I remember that.
Script represented constellations and star formations, right? Ge'ez has that character with it. And Gies is also chronographic, where each letter represents a dimension of time also. And so, and Gies is the language that supposedly the angelic realm, one of the angelic orders, taught to Enoch. But again, this is part 3. I'm just telling y'all what you're seeing as we're going along. But you can keep forward. And Jah willing, this is the works I'm going to seal up in 23 to release all of this in a published form,
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Oh, this is the phonographic, numerographic.
Yeah.
He was just talking about. Okay.
Exactly. You keep going forward. This is for the next episode.
Okay. That looks juicy right there.
Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So this is the beginning of the discussion on angelology, right? Where in the book of Enoch, he describes, he says there's 7 heavens and 7 hells. But we're going to focus on the heavens today. The first heaven being the atmosphere. The 7th heaven being, what we were saying, Rasta is like that rainbow circle throne where the Ancient of Days sits on the, the throne of the 7th heaven, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he says there's 7 heavens that has 24 gates, 12 lower gates and 12 upper gates. And that gets into the whole realm of astrology. You know how astrology, we have 12 houses and 12 signs, right? These are the 24 gates of the 7 heavens. And within those 7 heavens, he says there's 9 orders of angelic beings grouped in 3s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the highest order of angelic beings are the seraphim, cherubim, and aphanim. Cherubim and the seraphim, they never leave the 7th heaven, which from our earthly perspective is in the constellation of Sagittarius. It's a point of light that appears as one star from where we are, right? And it's called as a star, it's called Sagittarius A. But it's what they would call our galactic core, our galactic center. It's about 26,000 light years from us. The 2 highest orders of angelic beings, they never leave the 7th heaven. That would be the seraphim and the cherubim. The seraphim, Enoch depicts as angels of living fire. So just imagine, like we got all 4 elements in us, right? Earth, air, fire, and water. Mm-hmm. Imagine a being that's all fire, just living fire, right? And they say the seraphim never even beyond leaving the 7th heaven, they never turn their back on the Ancient of Days that sits on the throne of the 7th heaven, right? The rainbow circle throne. And they just face him itinerally, and it's like they circle him like you might see ones in Islam circling the Kaaba. You just circle, chanting prayer, And the cherubim are beings of living water. Mm-hmm. And unlike the seraphim, they face us. They face out into the heavens from the rainbow circle throne. And they're described as supplicators. So when we say our prayers, right? they supplicate, they add on to our prayers, and their supplication flows from their mouth like dew and travels the cosmos like celestial waters. And then they flow to us and as an answer to our prayers in the form of rain.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the cherubim and the seraphim are depicted in the book of Enoch, right?
Right.
So there's another book that's called the third book of Enoch, right? So the first book of Enoch is the Ethiopian version from which I've been speaking from, describing the seraphim and the cherub. There's also called a second book of Enoch that was seemed to be a retranslation of the Ethiopian book of Enoch that was found in Slavia, up in like Czechoslovakia, you know, that area, like what would them call it? All of them Kazakhstans and Afghanistan, and you know, it was found up in that region. That's the second book of Enoch. It's a sloppy translation of the Ethiopian first book of Enoch. But then you have what's called the third book of Enoch, which supposedly was written by a rabbi, Hebrew rabbi, that accounts for Enoch's travels in the seven heavens. So that seventh heaven I was just describing to you with the cherubim and the seraphim, they say Enoch traveled up there. Because when we read the Bible, it does say that Enoch, only two people left this earth, fully spirit and fully in flesh. That was Elijah and Enoch. When Elijah reached the heavens, fully in flesh, fully in spirit, he was transfigured into the angel that we call Sandalphon, right? When Enoch was transfigured to the seventh heaven, he was transfigured into the angel we call Metatron. Metatron means like beyond all powers, you know? He's depicted once he gets up to that seventh heaven as like the lesser Jehovah, the microcosm of Jehovah. How there's a most high, it's omniversal, right? But then there's a microcosmic most high, who, when he comes in this persona and character, right? We as humans, he's not on such a grand scale that we as humans can't identify and relate to him, right? And so that's who Enoch ascended is, the Archangel Metatron. And the book of Enoch, the third book of Enoch, chronicles those details. Go to the next slide, sister.
Okay.
I should mention while you're going to the next slide that the third of the order of the seventh heaven are called the Ophanim. And these angelic beings can traverse all seven heavens. So when we see what they call them, some call them ET UFOs or them orbs. I've heard them also known. I've heard them called many names. What my brethren Red and Blue Pill call them, the sham, right? Here they are depicted in Ethiopian artwork, right? These are the ones that the angelic beings we see, like we said, the seraphim and the cherubim, they never leave. They never leave the seventh heaven, according to the book of Enoch, you know?
Right.
The important thing about Metatron part of his transfiguration, he was given authority and dominion over all of them. All of them angels, the seraphim, the cherubim, the Ophanim, they got to obey Metatron in service to the upliftment of humanity. Yes, sir. Go next slide. Let's see what else is popping. And the good thing, too, now that you have this, you can study this so that when we come on for part 3,
I have more questions. I'll have some good questions to pull out of them.
Exactly.
Like I have one right here. It talks about the wheels of the Merkaba. So what does the Ophan have to do with the Merkaba?
Well, Metatron.
Is that Jacob's wheel? No, that's Jacob's ladder. With
Metatron would be the what I'm call it, the well, in Kemet they would call it Ra's Arc of a Million Years. Right?
Okay.
In terms of this cosmology, the Merkaba is the divine throne chariot of Metatron. And so if Metatron got to traverse the 7 heavens and come to Earth, right? He's going to travel in the Merkaba.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like a chariot with fire wheels.
And there you go. Yeah. There you go.
Like, that's what we call a mothership.
The mothership. There you go. You know what it is. But that's for part 3.
Right. I'm just trying to make a connection.
Hey, give thanks. You got this now. You're gonna do your raw search. Part 3 is gonna be a classic.
Yes.
Okay, keep going forward because I want to build on you. You said you wanted to focus on Metatron.
Okay.
Right? But now I will say the Ophanim, right? When you study the tradition of Lalibela, Lalibela transfigured. Lalibela was taken up to the 3rd heaven, fully in flesh, right? And he met with the Ophan and the Ophanim, and they made an arrangement that, like, hey, they were going to create the New Jerusalem by building 12 churches of living rock, or 12 rock-hewn churches. And Lalibela's architects worked side by side with the Ophanim. This is all recorded in the book of Lalibela. You can check it out, right?
Right.
And so them say Lalibela's craftsmen would work with the Ophanim or the angels during the day. And at night, when Lalibela's craftsmen would go to sleep, the Ophanim would get twice as much done without the humans in the way. And so they were able to create 11 rock-hewn churches in 49 years. But the 12th one, for whatever reason, the New Jerusalem was never completed in Aksum. Only 11, 12 churches was built, you know? And, I guess that's a mystery we still got to penetrate. What happened with the Zagwe rulers? That, like, number one, how were they so special that the Ophanim was come and still keep that covenant and work with them on earth, right? Why did that covenant seem to break when the Amhara regained the throne? And what's up with the New Jerusalem? Will that prophecy ever be fulfilled? And that 12th Church of the Living Rock be completed, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Part 3 is going to be a classic.
All right, I'm already feeling it.
Let's move forward.
I'm already feeling it.
Let me see what's next. Yeah, we'll keep
Yeah,
going.
you said that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This one, this right here, I saw this.
These are the ophonym. Those are the ophonym. Those are the
Yeah,
order.
I saw this on YouTube. Hebrew Israelite elder stood out in the open field and he said some type of Yahweh prayer. And
That's
I tell you,
Yahweh.
simultaneously, as he said it, they came just like this.
Yeah. That's the prophet Yahweh. Absolutely. That's just a reaffirmation that, these is angelic beings that if you're on a certain frequency, even though you're just a human, yeah, man, I'm going to relate and identify with you and make themselves clear, manifest. Prophet Yahweh, yeah, everybody got to research that brother because he could call the angelic forces on will. By will, that man would stand up and say a prayer of innocence. And from his angle, he would say why they would come to him is to prove to everyone else he ain't tripping. That the angels is real. Angels do walks amongst men, So, yeah, give thanks for that reaffirmation. Okay, let's go forward.
Keep going.
Yeah. Because I'm going to take you to the part where, hold up, did we pass that? This is getting into the
reptilian.
Remember I showed you where to talk about Metatron is and the transfiguration. Can you find those slides?
Yeah, I think that's way down at the bottom.
Right. Because remember, as you're going through this, I'll just mention real quick that in the book of Enoch, he was taught by the angelic beings that there's 7 heavens and 7 hells, and they took him on a tour of all of that. So they took Enoch on a tour of the underworld, and all of these slides you see here, we're kind of decoding that and reviewing that, like what's under the earth, where these entities that I guess we could say they don't have humanity's best interest in heart. They want to sever our alliance with the angelic beings of the heavens for whatever reasons, We get into that, but this might be part 4.
Yeah, because it's a different.
It's a whole
kind of off of Enoch.
Yeah. It's a whole different reasoning, whole different frequency, but it's important.
Yes.
Important. We got to know these things,
Even this right here, this slide.
Mount Ruwenzori, this is the main entrance into the underworld. This is the point where they took Enoch into the underworld and began his tour of the 7 hells. So we got to know the mysteries of Mount Ruwenzori. Mount Ruwenzori would be where if you took the degree of latitude where the Great Pyramid of Giza is, take that down to the equator. Right?
Right here.
On my Ras Ben 188 channel, I had the opportunity with these cats, they call themselves remote viewers. They be on that, like they use their mind powers to tune into a certain place in space.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That happens to me when I'm sleeping, though.
Okay. So now, this collective, they reached out to me and said, Ras Ben, we honor your study of the earth. Tell us where the most important mound of the earth is. And we're going to remote view it. And Mount Ruwenzori, this place right here where Enoch was taken on his tour of the 7 hells. This was the place I identified for them. It's worth y'all checking it out, because this is one of the most mysterious places on planet Earth, Mount Ruwenzori, also known more commonly as the Mountains of the Moon, known less commonly as Mount Hoya. It's a very important place. But let's keep going. The other way. I want to make sure we talk about Metatron, at least on this. We could keep going.
Okay, so Mount Ruwenzori is near Congo.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would make
The
so much sense.
Congo Ugandan border. Credo Mutwa, the
I loved
Zulu
him.
shaman.
Yes.
He speaks on Mount Ruwenzori a lot also. You know? He says that's when the major hijack of humanity occurred. Back in the ancient days. You know, this battle between right and wrong, good and evil, this thing ain't no young battle. It's really before this black and white thing, you know?
And there's actually white people who worship this God right here.
They do.
Behind him.
Yes. But some of we too, though.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think we starting to do it too.
This is what I'm saying. Like, this thing is bigger than black and white.
In
my opinion. Let's keep going forward, though.
It may have started off just white, but as we fell deep into the sleep we're in.
Nah, it started we and we. It actually started agriculturalist versus cattle herder. That's how that thing started. That was the major division, you know? Original. And it started here at Mount Ruwenzori. The cattle herders versus the agriculturalists. But that's for part 4, you know? Yeah. But Mount Ruwenzori is the key to overstanding all that went on.
I like how you breaking them down in different parts because they all do need their own session, you know?
True.
You can't get it all in one time.
Nah.
Okay, so the penis of the dragon spawned these 13 families right here.
You know what it is, sister.
Okay.
Because this is where the penis of the dragon. Ruwenzori is where the penis of the dragon, that man known as Pindar. This is his dwelling place in the heart of Africa. Ones ain't ready to hear these certain truths, you know? But when you have receipts, all you could do is accept.
So this is Bush Eye transforming into the reptilian eye, how his people dilated so big.
Yeah. This is how these boys are manifesting in these times. Them Bush boys. How our brethren Aki Becca say him a Bushman, but not the Bushman, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but Enoch reveals all these truths, you know? That's why the book of Enoch, to clearly understand it, in my opinion, as the father of all scripture, if you understand Enoch, because this is the thing, and again, this might be a hard truth for ones to hear, but again, if you got receipts, all you got to do is study the receipts and come up with your own conclusion. It's going to be hard for people to hear. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it is hard for people to hear.
If the book of Enoch is the biggest truth, right? Let's say you want to tell the biggest lie. I want to tell the biggest lie ever told, right? What do I got to use? I got to use the biggest truth. The biggest lie got to be on the biggest truth. You with me?
Right.
So the book of Enoch is the biggest truth. It's sad to say King James Version is one of the biggest lies.
I know. And that's probably another reason why some people can't grasp the Enoch or any prophet in the Bible, because a lot of people have came to the conclusion that a lot of those characters weren't real anyhow.
Exactly. So, you know, that might be for part 5.
Okay.
And it can be an ongoing reasoning. Because like I say, this, if I can fulfill what I feel is my holy divine mission in 23, right? All this is going to be spelled out in a book. And
that's gonna be a good book. I know you're coming to Miami for the book signing, right?
Oh, of course. What I was gonna say is doing these works with you, where I can articulate it, reason, and build with it. It'll help me formulate.
Right, categorize it better.
In the book, you know. So I give thanks for this opportunity. That's how I see this thing, you know.
I'm honored to be able to give you the opportunity. Trust me, I am.
Yes, yes, I. Let me see what this slide says.
So this is.
I already built on this. That.
Okay, keep going.
Keep going forward. This is describing the 7 heavens with the 24 gates, 9 orders of angelic beings. This is for part 3 right here. We moving. Yeah. We ain't passed them slides on Metatron, did we?
No, I think it's at the bottom.
All right.
Maybe like in the 200s.
All right.
Or in the 170, something like that.
Yeah.
180s.
So these slides I made around 2015, 2014, when I was really deeply decoding the book of Enoch chapter by chapter. And I wanted to be able to explain it to ones chapter by chapter. This is the foundation of the book. I'm putting all of this in book form that, ones could study. And because the book of Enoch isn't copyrighted, I'm thinking of including it in the book so you could see the decoding and then read the book of Enoch right there,
Right.
Yeah.
So we have the galactic core, the Kemetic heaven.
Well, yeah. That's where the Ophanim, cherubim, and seraphim dwell. We're in the center of our galaxy. And we 26,000 light years away from there. We're closer to outer darkness, the realm outside of our galaxy, the realm what we call chaos. Then we're closer to the 7th heaven. That's why our reality is so polarized. This is just looking at Enoch's account of his journey to the 7th heaven. And what did he see in the 7th heaven? Himself. His antecedent inheritance. And that's the relationship of all of us. Our antecedents, where we came from, and our inheritance, our due place to return, right? That's what's in the 7th heaven. We all started from the 7th heaven. We all going to return there.
Okay, I'm trying to find that slide because we saw it earlier.
Yeah. It's no worries. What time is it though? I do got to be mindful of my time.
It's 8:24.
All right, we good. Yeah, just find them slides. When you find them, we go from there. While you're looking, I will let your peoples know the Book of Enoch is available online, free, PDF version. But I collect the Book of Enoch. I have several versions, several copies. I recommend y'all do the same thing. In my humble opinion, there's no book more important for us to study. To give us the keys to history, mystery, and prophecy right here, right now. Enoch opens his book. Yeah, here we are. Here we are. Let's go up. Let's find the beginning of this section. All right. Hold right here.
I think it starts here, right? Transfigured?
Not transfigured. Here we go. So now, just to seal these reasonings that I was just sharing before we jump into here. There's no more important book for us to study to get the keys to history, mystery, and prophecy of what we're seeing right here today. Because it now opens by saying, I ain't write this book for the people that live with me right here and now. I wrote this book for a future generation far off that's going to live in a time of judgment where you're going to need to know this information, right? So he wrote the book of Enoch for us, for we, right here, you know?
Right.
Ethiopians.
What we doing right now.
Israel scattered throughout the world, who we need to reclaim our historic identity, and we need to know where we are in space-time, right? That's who Enoch wrote this book for. Okay? So here we say Enoch was transfigured in the Bible. They'd say, yo, Enoch was transfigured. He ain't see death. He was, you know, sent to the heavens fully in flesh and fully in spirit. Go to the next one. Right? So I'm not going to skip all this part, but just long and the short of it, if you study the alchemical transformation that occurred within Enoch, we as humans, we're carbon-based. All life on earth, organic life, is carbon-based. How was Enoch able to transfigure and live in the seventh heaven? They incorporated silica into his body. Silica and carbon look exactly alike, elemental. One, though, was a non-magnetic insulator, which is carbon. We study things in nature that are like heavily carbon-based. They usually don't conduct electricity, like rubber, plastic, you know? Yeah, and carbon is non-magnetic. Silica and non-metallic, right? Silica looks exactly like carbon molecularly, but it's magnetic, it's metallic. It can conduct energy. So, but that's for a next episode. Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
The other way. Yeah. So now, another thing the book of Enoch and Angelology teaches us, that the angels in the seventh heaven, they don't like the daughters of man. They don't like the sons of the daughters of man. They don't like carbon-based beings. Primarily because we got free will. Angels, they got to obey universal law. We don't have to. We got free will. We can do whatever the hell we want to do. Whatever in the heaven we want to do. And so the seraphim, cherubim, and Ophanim, they smelled us carbon beings when Enoch was being taken to the seventh heaven. They smelled them. Myriads of parsangs. They said 365,000 myriads of parsangs away from the seventh heaven. The angels smelled Enoch coming and protested. They were like, how you gonna let a son of man into the seventh heaven, where every thought can have cosmic impact? You know what I'm saying? But they said the Ancient of Days that sits on the rainbow circle throne, he had to tell the angels of the seventh heaven that Enoch was of such innocence, right? That they don't have to worry about him coming to the seventh heaven. And Enoch actually showed his innocence by when the fallen angels, those that are imprisoned in the seven hells, when they met Enoch on his tour in the hells, right? They came to Enoch and was like, yo, you don't have access to the seventh heaven no more. But we sorry, we repent. Will you take our prayers to the seventh heaven and speak to the Most High on our behalf? Right? So imagine if the fallen angels, the mugs responsible for all the evil and fuckery that's going on earth, if they came to you and asked you to do that, or even if they came to me and asked me to do that, would I carry their prayers to this? Would I have enough innocence in my heart, so little judgment and condemnation, that I would actually do that? I doubt it. But Enoch did. And that showed the Most High that Enoch has such innocence in his soul, so little judgment and condemnation. He can enter the seventh heaven and walk amongst the angels in that realm. Right? That's an important lesson for us to meditate on. All right, let's go. What's the next one? What's the next one? Next slide, yeah.
This one right here?
That's more or less just what I was just reasoning on.
Okay, this too?
All right, now. So like these, once Enoch reached the seventh heaven, this is all the blessings that were appointed him. They said 300 million gates of the seventh heaven were open to him, right? He received 5,360 blessings. He was anointed and appointed with 72 wings, 36 on each side. He was given 365 days of vision by being blessed with 365 eyes, right? And a throne at the door of the seventh hall of the seventh heaven was created for him to sit at. So this is what was said, as a part of his transfiguration, right? These was all the blessings afforded him. All right, what's the next one?
We just said that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's hold this. Let's hold it here, though, please. The one. The one that the one's just before this. Yes. So, becoming Metatron, he was made ruler of the seventh heaven and in charge of all angelic beings. And they said the Ancient of Days clothed Enoch with garments of glory and different vestments and crowns. He received the title Mini Jehovah or Lesser Yahweh, and Metatron, which means beyond all powers. And as the seraphim or beings of living fire, Enoch in their image was set ablaze and became the fire king of the seventh heaven. All right, what's the next one? Up now. Yeah, there we go. He was given 70 names so he could be known by each tongue of humanity, right? And along with the 2 divine names he received in the seventh heaven. So the 70 names he's known as on earth, the 2 names he's known as in the seventh heaven. He has a total of 72 divine names, right? But the title that the Most High knows him as and calls him is my youth, right? And also the Son of Man. Now, when I read the New Testament and they talk about that character named Jesus, who was he returning to earth? He was the Son of Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So really it was Enoch. Some say when you study the full mysteries of Enoch, you will come to understand that Jesus, the one them called the historic Jesus, is Enoch reincarnate. Enoch returned. All right. What's the next one? What's the next one? Up, yeah, that way. All right, yeah, let's go beyond that. That's just about Metatron's cube, right? The foundation of sacred geometry. And then when you study crop circles, you see the foundation of the language of crop circles is divine mathematics and sacred geometry. And this is the language of the aphonym, sacred geometry. Foundation of what? Metatron's cube, right? They're using the aphonym, the one order of angels that can travel all 7 heavens. When they come to earth and leave us a message in the form of a crop circle, they use Metatron's cube, the foundation of all sacred geometry and divine mathematics, as their language, you know?
Right.
Yes, that could be a whole nother episode too, for real.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say this alone right here is probably 2 parts.
Oh yeah. Cause easy. Yeah, I got some slides and some crop circles that when you have this awareness and this understanding, and then you decode them from this angle,
the puzzles of the pieces come together easy.
Easy. Because if I remember correctly, that's what you even asked. You was like, Ras, I wanna go in on the Star Nations, right?
Yeah, the Galactic Federation.
And all of that. And I told you, like, for real, I don't even like reasoning on those things no more outside of the angle of Enoch. And this is, touching that, right? So, yeah, just kind of seal this thought in heaven. Metatron is fully human, yet fully divine. He's that character, the king of living fire. The Dogon give him the name Jakuta, right? The fire king of the 7th heaven. We know him as Rastafari. What? The fire king of the 7th heaven. This is all the same character, And he's the one who opens the book of life and loosens the 7 seals. Right? So let's keep moving forward.
Keep going.
Yeah, All right, hey, this is what we're talking about. Enoch is Yasos Christos, right? The Son of Man returned, and you study what them revelations, prophecies, particularly who opens the book of, sealed with 7 seals, and reveals the one that reveals all the deepest mysteries as Rastafari, right? Yeah, Enoch, he's the root of all these traditions, Alpha and Omega. All right. So this might be a good place. This might be a good place to seal it for tonight, because we got a later start, and I actually I gotta commit a little time to family before it's too late, right?
Okay.
But I commit to a part 3. We continue building on this thing.
So you want to start from here? When did Enoch walk the earth?
Well, this is what I would say. You got this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Study it. then let's build. We'll determine where's the best place to pick it up, right? And we'll go from there.
Okay.
That sounds good, Nagise?
Yes, it does.
All right, this is fire. Give thanks. I rarely get to reason on Enoch in depth with ones that can hang. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm telling you that consciousness definitely have to open up.
Yeah.
You can't be stuck on religion listening to this. You can't.
Yes. Well,
you know,
like I said, they had to base the biggest lie on the biggest truth, right? Mm-hmm. So if we could study the biggest truth without partiality, right?
True.
Can't go wrong. Can only be thankful. And that's what the Book of Enoch affords us. Being able to study the biggest truth and know what it is. And don't have no blinders in front of us based on some prior teachings.
Right, what the Bible said. The Bible didn't say it, so they won't get it. They won't believe it.
Exactly.
And you coming at it from a different angle. Before
Bible. With the Bible and Enoch, and maybe that's where we could start it next time. Unless we already covered that in part 1.
No, I don't think so. And even Kemet and Enoch.
Exactly.
Because Kemet was dealing with it first before King James.
But you have to ask yourself the question. Let's say the Bible is the foundation of your faith, right? And the Bible itself tells you Enoch is the first prophet. Why is the first prophet the least prophet mentioned? You got to ask yourself that. You got to study that thing, you know? And maybe that would be where we start the next reason, you know? I'm open for that. Yo, Brother Khufu, what's your thoughts, brethren?
I was just going to ask him now. You're reading my mind. Oh, we do have some questions on the panel. He said, much gratitude, King. This made my night. It's on another level. Thanks, Empress. You're welcome, Mike. Anytime. You know, I got to bring the Enoch fire, huh? Yeah, so David says, but the book of Enoch was part of the Bible. Yes, it was. But they don't go deep into it. The Bible doesn't even scratch the surface that Ras Ben, the little slides that we covered.
Right. So if you study the Ethiopian Bible and compare it, and I should be more specific, the Tawahedo Bible, right? The Ethiopian Coptic Church, what they consider canonical books to make up the book of life, the Bible, right? There's about 60-something, I want to say 63 books compared to 40-something books in King James. Maybe 48. I'm going off the top of my head. We got it in there. This will be something we give the specifics for. But the book of Enoch, there's several books. The book of Jasher, the book of Jubilee, the book of Maccabee. There's several books in the Ethiopian Bible that didn't make the cut of Roman sanctioned canon, right? And the book of Enoch being the most important. The book of Enoch was made anathema, as if it never existed. Around that Nicene conference time, you know? The Nicene Council. It might not have been exactly the Nicene Council, but it was in that time frame. the book of Enoch was made anathema, as if it never existed. Why? Because by that time, well, the ultimate prophecy of the book of Enoch says these fallen angels on the earth are the ones responsible for all the fuckery and corruption. Not Eve eating some apple and guiding Adam astray, right? They trying
to a snake.
Trying to put the blame on you, sister. They trying to say the black woman, the royal goddess, the royal empress, you're responsible for all.
And that's not true. That's not true. That's a lie.
Nah, that's part of that biggest lie we talking about, right? But Enoch says it's these fallen angels. And these fallen angels are going to catch a harsh judgment. Where King James, who's going to catch the harsh judgment in Revelations? We are. Why? Because if the dog that pissed against the wall of Babylon will not, if they can't escape the judgment, how are you going to escape on your leather couch with your beautiful brick background and me with my little salt lamp? If the dog that escaped, the dog that pissed against the wall of Babylon, if they not escaping it, we not either. So that's how King James want to shape this thing, right?
Right.
Even though there's a lot of truth in King James, because again, if I'm going to tell the biggest lie, what do I got to use?
You got to put the truth there to grasp the attention. Then you can water it down.
Truth. So, I read the Bible. I read the Old and the New. But I also read the book of Enoch to help give me the discernment I need to know, like, this is some false translation or some, they turn in the biggest truth into the biggest lie with these chapters right here,
Right.
And that's a continual study, of course. And everyone may be led to their own levels of conclusions and discernment.
Yes.
And we got to honor and respect all of that. I think when you live in the biggest lie? If you let that Bible divide you against the next man and man.
That's true.
When you divide it ain't Enoch. When you read the book of Enoch, you don't read about Jebusites and Amorites and Hittites and Phoenicians and Israel. It was before all of that. There wasn't no big divisions in humanity. Enoch can't deal with that. Enoch was one of the great 10 patriarchs, right? What is he? The father of Methuselah and the grandfather of Noah. So in Enoch's time, there wasn't no tribal division. One tribe causing all the problems and the next tribe is divinely appointed. All that stuff comes after Enoch,
So Methuselah, Enoch's, we would just say what, ex-wife?
Methuselah was Enoch.
Oh, Methuselah is Enoch's son, right?
Yeah. Yes. I think
who was
his father was Jared. His father was Jared. His son was Methuselah, and his grandson was Noah.
So who's his mom? Who's his mother? Methuselah.
I had to search that. That's a good question. And I'll have that for the next episode. But Jared was his father. And he was the 7th patriarch after Adam and the first prophet. And what made him the first prophet, that the angels, particularly Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael, took him on the tours of the 7 heavens and the 7 hells, and taught him all the mysteries of creation. That's what made him the first prophet, because he was given these divine teachings, you know? And that's what the book of Enoch chronicles.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, yo, this was a phenomenal build.
Yes, it was. It was. Give thanks for all that knowledge and wisdom you're sharing, Ras Ben. It's always a pleasure to have you here. And I can't wait for part 3.
Yeah.
All the way to part 12. We got 12 parts, right?
yeah. We did part 1 about a month ago. So that's how we do this. And this is around the new moon too. This is Chinese New Year today. Year to Rat.
It was a lunar new moon yesterday. Well, the lunar new year was yesterday.
That's gonna be our chronicler. Is the moon. We're gonna come forward every new moon.
Every new moon, that's right. That's a powerful energy right there.
Build a little more on Enoch. And so you got it, you can read it, get your questions. And so our next build will be more targeted. Khufu, you back with us, brethren? You got something to say? You just got this little handsome picture. What's up, Star? All right, well, give thanks. It's all good. I gotta go deal with my family scene before it gets too late.
Yeah, because it's 8:52.
Yeah. So I'm gonna shift gears on this vibe. So give thanks.
Probably next time we'll have Khufu will have some questions next time, I'm sure, because he got a chance to see the PowerPoint going on, so he'll be able to extract some questions out of it.
Sounds good.
All right. So bless up your family for me.
Every time.
Yes, peace and love.
Tell them to give them a hug. They remember Ras Ben from back in the day.
Yes, they do. I asked my daughter and I told her you came on last month and she was like, "Oh, for real?" Yeah, I was like, "You remember Ras Ben?" She was like, "Yes."
All right. Give thanks.
You remember I used to bring them to the lecture, so how could they forget?
Of course. They was the bright future in the house back in the day. Give us something to look forward to. So salute to them. Give them much love from me.
I will.
All right. Every time. Love and respect.
Until next time.
Yeah, man.
And give thanks for tuning in to Real Radio Talk. I hope you enjoyed the build, and we look forward to having more episodes like this with Ras Ben. Have a blessed night.